and bests and favorites are always hard, so we'll give a little leeway. An outstanding gift that you've gotten on tour that sticks out in your mind.
Oh, there's been so many. Actually, Suzanne herself has brought me some really cool things. I know you, Susanna. I don't know if you're listening. One of the coolest things I got, and I've gotten a few different things. Actually, over the past couple weeks, I've gotten some really cool things. One of which is a pair of gamer glasses. Oh, cool. So it actually reduces the stress of the screen, of the harmful lighting from the screen after having stared at it for prolonged amounts of time. Yeah. And reduces the stress of that on your eyes. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if I'm sitting there playing World of Warcraft for 6 hours or recording and, making music, my eyes are burning at the end of it. So someone brought me gamer glasses, and it's just awesome.
That is awesome. And is that what you do on the tour bus? Do you?
Well, I mean, on the tour bus, I don't get great internet, so that's unfortunate. I can't actually do much with WoW, unfortunately. But actually, another really cool gift was, this is one that I always bring out every time I have people over because it's so awesome. It's basically the Jedi Path. You press a button and like this big shaft opens, and this book comes out, and there's like sounds and lighting, and then it's like How to Become a Jedi, the handbook.
Wow.
It's really cool.
Have you achieved that status yet?
No, I'm far away from being a Jedi. I'm a Padawan still.
Well, keep reading.
I will. I'm working on it.
And come to London. This is from Inderjeet Matharu. Come to London. He's been a fan of yours since the first album.
Oh.
You got a lot of requests to come to my city, my country. Brazil.
Brazil? Oh, we've not been there. I want to go. I've heard so many nice things.
Wonderful music fans in South America.
That's what I've heard, man. Some of my friends' bands have toured there, and they said it's just nuts. It's like unlike anywhere else in South America.
Would you play a show on a Brazilian beach,
Let me think about it. Yes.
Okay. I would think that would be wonderful. One marriage proposal, okay, I'll pull out. A small town boy from Fresno, and this is from Richard. He's, throwing it out there if you want a small town boy. But his serious question is, are you planning any more California acoustic shows?
I mean, at this point, the acoustic stuff was so spur of the moment. It came out over the summer, and then, we planned the tour, just a few dates, just to see how they would go. And it was really successful, and it was... I have to say that those acoustic dates really formed the way that I perform even now. It got me more in touch with the music. So I'm definitely going to say that it's not the last time I'm going to do that. But at this point, I don't have anything planned. But hopefully.
Yeah. We saw, a band that did acoustic performances said it was that way to really reconnect with the lyrics and the emotion behind the song.
You just strip everything away and you're just on your own with the song again. And it's one thing to be sitting there playing it, but it's another thing to be in front of people playing it, because there's nothing else holding your show together up there but you and your guitar. So it changes the way that you perform, and it's been so beneficial to me.
Yeah. Do you remember the first show you were outside of your hometown and you looked out and everybody was singing the lyrics back to you?
Let me think here. I mean, it's so funny because we've been playing around for about 2 years now, and of the first however many dates, you play outside of your town, and there's maybe one or two singing back with you, but there's other people still figuring it out. Yeah. So it's hard to pinpoint the moment when I feel like everyone was singing along. And I think the first time I really noticed that was in my hometown. Well, not my hometown in Toronto. It's not really my hometown, but I live there. But I think I always remember having good shows in Chicago, actually. Okay. Our tour last fall was like our first sort of headliner around America. Right. And Chicago was one of the most fun dates on that tour. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. It was a blast. Everyone was like so sweating, and it was awesome, and there was so much energy, and that was kind of the first time I was like, wow, this is awesome. This is really happening. So I'm pumped to play tonight.
It's got to be a powerful feeling when you start to kind of get that energy back from the crowd.
Yeah, and that didn't actually start happening until recently. Back last year was like 1 out of 5 shows I'd feel that coming back, but now almost every night I feel the energy coming back, and it's just. That's when you realize what you do this for.
Good chemistry.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome.
And we're going to bounce back and forth between some sci-fi type questions.
All right.
And how did you decide to be for the Alliance? And that's for Nikki.
I think I know who this is. I think she's in my guild. When I first started playing WoW, I had nobody. Warcraft. I didn't know anyone that played. It was purely based on my own desire to get into a fantasy game, and I really thought it'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So and it was kind of nerve-wracking for me. I mean, it was a couple years ago. I didn't know anything about it. So the most comfortable character for me to pick was a human.
Okay.
And make a girl that looked exactly like me so I could really feel like I was in the game. And so obviously, humans are only on Alliance side. So that is how I, by fluke, got into Alliance. And now I'm Alliance for the win.
All right. FTW, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. If I ever become famous, will you tour with me to please my lights crazed fans from Santiago in Canada? That's really sweet.
You know what? Let's do it.
Yeah. We'll start setting up the worldwide Lights and Santiago tour.
Yes. Yeah, worldwide, global domination.
Ken Finnan would like to know how old you were when you knew you wanted to be a professional musician, that this was no longer a hobby or lessons or anything.
That's a very good question.
Mm-hmm.
I started writing when I was 11, and then by the time I was 13, I'd been writing for 2 years, and I knew I wanted to take it to another level, so I bought an 8-track. And I had $1,000 from my Oma as like an inheritance, and that's what I spent it on because that's what I knew I wanted to do. So I was 13, and that's 10 years ago, almost 11 years ago.
Wow. It's pretty young to say I'm going all in.
Yeah, I mean, and I really call it naive, but when you're a kid, that's the time that you believe those kind of things, right? Now, if I'd be in that place now, I would be like, oh, it's impossible, it's not happening. But when you're a kid, you believe it.
Yes.
Right? And so you make it happen.
And I love that age group, that,
Yeah.
kind of middle school.
It's like that faith like a child. Everyone, if you believe something, you believe it. And if you're afraid of something, you're afraid of it. And if you're not, you're not.
But you're whip smart at that age, too. So you've got
Sharp
that
as a whip.
adult,
You know who you are,
Yeah. Thank you very much for the questions here. And let's see, would you ever dress up as Princess Leia to a Star Wars convention? This is from William in Iowa. Yeah. There's a lot of boy fantasy.
It depends what outfit. I mean, if it was like Jabba the Hutt outfit,
yeah.
Oh my goodness, that was so sexy. I don't know if I could pull that off. But I mean, if I'd drape myself with sheets and put big ear rounds on big buns on my ears.
Yeah.
I'd do it.
Yeah.
I would.
I see you more as the second princess, Amidala. Is that?
Yeah, Natalie Portman. She did a good job. You know what? Like, in all honesty, I would rather be Chewie or Han Solo.
Okay.
They're a little cooler to me. Leia was good. She had a laser gun and a dress.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I think I got over the laser gun with the dress back when my EP came out.
Okay. Han would be cool. Chewie, that costume has got to be really toasty, though, to walk around a convention.
I mean, you could put air holes in it.
Yeah. He's a big guy, too.
Yeah, he's huge. And he's carrying, like, all that machinery around his arm, that like weapon belt thing.
The weapon
looks
belt?
heavy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, cover of Vogue. I see it now. Who taught you what you needed to learn about recording and proper gear to choose? That's from Ardence.
That's also a very good question.
Yeah.
It's just it was really a process of figuring things out and discovering as I went. I mean, when I first bought that little 8-track, I didn't know what I was getting. All I knew I wanted something that had more than one track.
Mm-hmm.
So it had 8 tracks. Let's go. I can put 8 things down that I like. And it was all basically analog. You didn't have digital options. You didn't have anything that converted your analog signal into something digital, right? So as time went on, I eventually upgraded to like Pro Tools and figured out how to do it. I didn't really know much about it. I knew a couple people that recorded, so I'd ask questions if I needed. And then I upgraded to Logic, and just based on working with people and asking questions, and if there was something I didn't know how to do, I'd call my friend and ask about it. I never took a course. I managed to work at a music store too that sold instruments and equipment
nice. Mm-hmm.
back before I moved it to Ontario, so about 5 years ago. And I was able to learn a bit more then and pick up some gear with a discount. So,
well, one thing that's striking me about you is that you enjoy your own experiences.